Hello, everybody. Zillion here with that good shit, and today I'm here with.
Sam Gellaitry.
How you doing today, Sam? Welcome back to New York, by the way.
I'm good. Thanks for having me, man.
You just had a huge pop up this past Thursday. And I want to know, like, what was the makings of this pop up, and what was your experience with it?
I think the main reason we did it was because I'd obviously done the shows in February in Public Records, but we wanted to come back. This is the first show I did since like the Assumption stuff happened online, so I feel kind of like a celebration on the stuff that's happening there, and I love coming here and playing shows. So it's one of my favorite places to play. So any excuse to do it, we'll do it.
And just to even ask about the Assumptions, this song came out in 2021, and it's almost like it's become new to a lot of people, and like it's like has like a huge surge. And I feel like honestly every year since 2021, like this has its like own like new like big fan base of like people that like love the song. So tell me about like Assumptions and like how that's how that's been for you.
Well, it's even crazier because I made this song 3 years before. Sorry, I'll hold it. I made it 3 years before, and so I've had it since 2018, and that's the song that made me want to start singing. So to see like the kind of lifespan it has, and even like this year has been really mad. Like all the slow edits and like the memes around it, it's like really funny to watch. But like, it's definitely very cool to have something have, as I said, so many different life forms, and like as you said as well, like people hear it for the first time, but my like core fans will know that song from when I dropped it. So that's nice for them to be in the journey with me. Do you know what I mean? That's always how I felt about it. I feel like it's like a shared experience with everyone that I've had from the start. Like it's fun to see it all unfold. Yeah,
and congrats on it. Honestly, really, really big congrats. Assumption is always going to be going up, like always, And you played a ton of unreleased music on Thursday, and like I remember, like at least like maybe an hour into it, so you're like, yo, I made this one last night. I was like, whoa, okay, like all right. So tell me about like your process of like your production and about the unreleased music that you did play.
So most of that was from the album I'm gonna be dropping this year. That was another reason for doing the pop up as well, just to kind of play the songs that I've been working on the past 2 or 3 years. So. The fun thing about the Assumptions thing is I wanted this album to sound like that, but like the album form. So even that working alongside all the like virality stuff was like perfect timing. So yeah, I was playing a bunch, especially at the start. Like my first song was like the album intro and stuff like that. But yeah, I like chucking in a lot of things. But the one it was an Addison Rae remix.
Yeah,
I made it. Yeah, the night
I'm
before.
an Addison Rae fan now.
Because I heard it. No, I heard the album on the way here. I was like, that song really stuck out to me, and I just felt like it could have a little dance edit. So.
Yeah.
But that's always fun. That's why I always bring my laptop when I'm traveling and stuff. So.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I appreciated like the first song like you mentioned, because like it reminds me so much of Assumptions, and it's like like I would really love a project of that, like, and I really love how like you're vocally like on these beats now, and you've definitely have grown since your SoundCloud days, and I remember listening to like your Sierra edits, your Michael Jackson edit, and even the first EP, bro, even the Escapism EP, like very, very young. Like, how do you feel like you've grown since then to now?
It's funny, man, because I try and make the songs I made when I was 17, but I don't have the right. I was just so hyper back then, bro. I don't have the same energy to like make something like that. But when I do aim to do something like that, it kind of comes out different from the stuff that I'm putting out.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. I'm always making beats and like different, like experimental stuff. But I just feel like, as you said, it's kind of evolved from then. I feel like I kind of went back a bit more because I did that dancey stuff when I was like 14 to like 16, and then I kind of switched to like the experimental trap stuff. Yeah. But now I'm going back to the dancer kind of sound for this album. I feel like that was important as well to like. I started making music because of Daft Punk and French House and all that. So. Yeah. And then you did. I like to go back to that for this album. Yeah. Like go back to the roots.
And then you did mention a Sam Gellaitry album coming up this summer, this year. Like, what can we expect, and what is the name of the project, if you don't mind me asking?
I don't have a name yet.
Not yet.
I promise. I'm not gatekeeping. I literally have no idea.
And that's fine. The music got to be made first, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's very close now. I'll hopefully have it out. I'll have some singles out by summer, for sure.
Of course.
Yeah.
Excited for
It'd
that.
be rude
Excited.
not to.
Sam Gellaitry summer, like you mentioned. Literally.
I didn't say that.
Yeah.
That's the funny thing as well. You messaged that page.
Oh,
That's not my page.
So that's so it's not a joke. It's literally not Sam Gellaitry.
That is on the record. That's not me.
You have it here first. Not Sam Gellaitry is not Sam Gellaitry. I was like, okay, this has to be like a spam account or something of yours or something.
No,
Wow.
no, I'm not on that, bro.
Okay.
I struggle to post on a normal account. I'm not got any secondary, nothing.
Got you. Okay, bet. Well, it's really awesome that your fans are like really like going out their way to, you know, making sure like you're in tune and everything. Because I'm very much in tune with, you know, the Not Sam Gellaitry page as well, and learn a lot from there. And I have to ask, what has been like your inspiration for like your production as of lately?
Yeah, back to what I was saying. Like, when I started, the first beats I ever made were like me going on YouTube sampling like disco tracks. So I'm really going back to like the Daft Punk stuff, like the French house stuff, but also even just the samples that they would sample, like being inspired by those 80s tracks, like the stuff that basically spawned off what their interpretation of it was. So
Exactly.
all that kind of sound is basically where I'm at for this release specifically as well.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay. And you've worked and collaborated with a lot of amazing individuals as far as Salute, PinkPantheress.
Yeah.
And I have to ask, like, what is like one valuable thing that you have learned from these collaborations or just collaborating in general?
They're always a totally different experience. The Pink one was cool because like I was playing a bunch of demos, playing a bunch of options for like beats and stuff like that. And then I had Picture in my mind, but I already had my vocals on it. I was already had a little bit of a structure. And she wouldn't let me go past that song.
Really?
I was kind of like, oh, I kind of want to save this. But when, obviously, seeing how eager she was to work on it, we changed the key. We completely changed the format of like the structure of the song so she could fit in, and then it was what it is now. Yeah, and I'm so glad it came out that way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was the case of like, if you see an artist like really keen on something, like you have to kind of like go with that. Do you know what I mean? Because sometimes you might have in mind exactly what you think they're gonna like, and it's probably not gonna be the case. Because I don't think she's had like a house track before then, like not on SoundCloud or anything like that before then. So that was a fun one. Salute was super easy. I just went in and played the beat. I loved it.
Yeah, you guys are like sick producers, by the way.
Thank you, man. Yeah, he's the best. I've known him for a long time, and I'm so happy for him to see the heights he's reaching as well. It's great. But yeah, that was like 4 hours session. We just had it finished pretty much.
Sweet. Okay, bet. And like speaking of collaborations, you toured with the great Kaytranada. Even had your popular, you know, Assumptions track remixed by him. So tell me about the relationship and that experience touring with him.
He's a legend, man. I first heard him in 2013 around all the remix, like the SoundCloud stuff. And even through his Boiler Room, I heard about Mr. Carmack, which put me on the Selection, which put me onto the first label. Obviously, those guys that I worked with at the start. Yeah, he's the best, man. Like, he's a lovely person. Going on tour with him was also extremely easy. It wasn't completely stress-free. Like, his team's amazing. And yeah, I just always admired him for like the last 12 years. Yeah. Which is crazy.
Likewise.
His time is flying, man. But
SoundCloud has held it down.
It's so great to see the success that he deserves, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, he's the best, man.
Shout out to Kay. Yeah. Shout out to Kaytranada. If you toured the whole world and played in all types of rooms, small, big, and tell me about a time where things weren't really going right or even have flopped for you during a set.
The funniest one is there was this thing called Culture Clash, and it was like a Red Bull event. And this was in like 2016. And I opened up for it, and like it was in the O2, there was like 20,000 people there, and my laptop was not working. Like long distance was like crumbling through the speakers. I don't even know what the problem was, but it sounded horrendous.
Really?
In front of all these people.
You said you were playing long distance, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
And I was just gonna sit there like.
Well,
perfect.
On to the next one.
Actually, the first show I ever played, I did a sound check, but I had this like decks that were probably like £80 from Amazon.
Yeah.
Insisted on playing with them. And when we did the sound check, it made this like insane noise. And I was only 17 at the time, right? And I was like, I can't play this set. I can't have that happening for my first show. Like, I'm not doing it. And then, like, after the sound check, we went for dinner. My stomach was going crazy. Like, I can't do this. I need to pre-record the set. And like 10 minutes before, I was like, complete adrenaline took over entirely. And then I went on. It was like a little half an hour set. So it was the first time I'd ever DJed. And it went like that. Yeah. My first show ever it was like a scary experience to start, but it was so fun.
It's like always like that first show, like you get like those butterflies, you feel like so uneasy and like and like now you're just like
anything like it, bro. Nothing like it.
And now like you're just like torn, you're just like, all right, this is like easy. It's another show at this point.
Even on Thursday, it just felt so comfortable, man. It just felt like such a nice atmosphere. It was just like very easy to just slot on, you know.
No, exactly. And you bring in like a really comfortable crowd as well.
Yeah.
Really comfortable crowd.
Yeah.
So shout out to your fans as well for making
them.
things really
for all of this.
No, seriously. And I have to ask you some more questions about DJing. What is like a favorite song that's not your own that you like playing out?
Oh, it's an unreleased Skrillex track. I played it on Thursday. It's
Would be unreleased.
You played it at Coachella. It's like this mad bally funk, like garage sounding thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably my favorite one to play.
Did you play it on the Thursday? You said, right?
The bass is just obnoxious, and I can kind of just chuck that on if I feel like people are getting a bit sleepy. Just to like, wake them up.
Always a bit of bass and ballet would actually wake anybody up. Honestly, you can never go wrong with it.
Exactly.
And to go a little more in depth, so CDJ 3000s or CDJ 2000s?
3000s.
Why do you say 3000s?
The beat jump function.
Ooh.
Do you use beat jump?
I use beat jump on the 3000s. Very nice.
So I used to carry around tractor decks.
Yeah.
Solely for the purpose of beat jump. It took me a while to go on to CDJs.
Yeah.
But now CDJs have beat jump. I'm like so comfortable with them.
Yeah, I think
and the ones at the show had a key switch thing.
Yeah, the key. Oh my God, the key switch is so perfect.
I've never seen that until Thursday.
Key switch is so perfect.
It's
like
nuts. I have no excuse now. Like,
yeah, because a lot of people are like, I'm gonna put like the master tempo on, lock like the master tempo. But, like, it's fun to like change the key of a song, you know, like build like a whole nother element to it, and it might work with another song if you do it that way as well. Yeah. V10 mixer or the A9 mixer?
I don't really know the difference.
Whoa, okay, wait. V10 mixer with 6 channels, A9 with 4 channels.
Just the 4-channel simple one.
Yeah, just a 4-channel, honestly.
Is there like difference in effects?
Like the V10, like you have like 2 different type of mids, like a low mid.
Oh no, I don't like that.
Yeah, right. Okay, a little much, right?
Yeah, it's too much, way too much. And also the other ones, the Allen and Heath ones, I can't really use.
Yeah.
I get the X Zone or whatever they call it.
Yeah, zone. Yeah, the zone is
like,
decent. I like using effects like a reverb and a flanger. They don't have that. Yeah.
Yeah, I like how quick the Pioneer stuff is.
Yeah.
Like it's that's how I mix. Like when I mix, like I want to have enough. Like sometimes I'll go in a like event space and they'll have like a rotary mixer. I'm like, I don't even know what to do with that.
No, literally.
I would sound it would be a totally different set. You know what I mean? But obviously that's for final, like mainly.
So I have to ask, like, have you ever like of course ran into like a rotary mixer and like having to of course DJ a night with it and being like at least like towards like 30 minutes or the end of your set feeling a little more comfortable using it?
I've never actually used one like on a public show or anything like that. I've used them like just at someone's like
at somebody's crib and
spot,
everything.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there is a spot in London I want to play at called Space Talk, and they kind of strictly have the rotary mixers, so I would have to get used to that.
Respect, honestly. And when you aren't turning up the dance floor and producing hits, like what is a day in the life for you?
It's gonna make me sound boring, but like most of the time I'm making music and stuff. I try and like I don't have not had a routine this full time, so I feel like my day-to-day stuff is pretty like as it comes. You know what I mean?
Respect.
I do like socializing though. I like spending time with people and like. Yeah, I feel most comfortable when I'm talking and like socializing. So I do like being around like good people and.
You do bike a lot, I see. Do you have your own bike?
Line bikes. I had a bike, but it got stolen, and I was like, I'm just gonna use whatever I'd spend on the new bike just to like rent them. You know what I mean? There's no point in London.
Yeah. Shout out to the Lime. Shout out to the city bikes all around the world.
It's so good.
And
the ones here scare me though.
How so?
Like I just think it's the roads maybe.
Oh yeah, the roads and the potholes here are insane.
Like the main bits of Manhattan, I'm like, this doesn't feel right.
Yeah, it's not really for the weak to like bike in Manhattan, especially with like busy roads and the cars.
Nah, it's a different energy when you're on a bike here.
Yeah, very much.
It feels like nice and graceful in London for some reason, and then here it's like.
Yeah, you gotta like focus. Like this is like no
scary.
enjoyment. You gotta get to point A and point B.
Can I throw in a question?
Throw in a question.
Sam, what's on your biking playlist?
Oh, probably my biking playlist would be my normal playlist.
Okay.
I don't really have playlists. I'm terrible. I have Apple Music, and I feel like it's quite hard to like curate a playlist on it. Either that, or I'm a bit lazy. But
Do you feel like you like kind of just
I
things?
do not to sound lame, but I do like listen to my own. That's a good time to
That's
hear my
fine.
own
Yeah.
because it's like I always feel like if you like subconsciously are doing something, it kind of gives you this different focus on a track that you're working on. You know what I mean? You might have different ideas. It's like that classic thing: if you're like washing the dishes, you come up with the best idea. Kind of
Yeah,
thing.
exactly.
When you're busy, that's how I work anyway. I like being busy with other things, you know.
Yeah. Always cool to get a different perspective of your own music. Really important. Last question, included with the very funny story. This happened in November 2024. I was looking forward to this Carti set like all weekend, the entire weekend, and I was like,
in LA.
Yes, in LA. I was so active in these mosh pits, and I randomly look up and see you, and I see you and Pluko like in the mosh pit. I'm like, yo, what's up? And like a beat drops and I lose you guys. It was just like it was just so random to see.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna get like it was like a stampede vibe at the start. It was that full like like everyone moving back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
I did realize that you guys don't actually mosh properly here though.
Oh yeah. Oh no.
It's like everyone's like all in a circle and then it comes together and then it just becomes like really cute.
No, exactly.
Like, no one's actually like doing it.
In London, I've experienced some like real mosh pits in London. Like it's actual real war, and like it's just too cute, jumping like up and down. Like it's not really fun over here. But in London, you guys get active, like 1,000%.
I grew up like early to late teens. All my friends were hardcore punks.
Yeah.
So I've seen like that's their full. That's pretty much their experience of the music.
Exactly.
Well. So when I was in that mosh, I was like, oh, this is very. I got nothing to worry about here.
Yeah. So like, do you like a fan of like Carti's music exactly? Like, are you a fan of any of that?
Yeah, I've always been like since I heard Number 9. That was what I was like.
Oh yeah.
Like the first album, like I love it. I like how he's like keeps evolving and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really get a whole lot of Red, but I kind of understand what its purpose was with like the rage kind of stuff. But I did like the new project.
Yeah, new project is dope. If you were to like ever collaborate with him, what do you think it would sound like?
I don't know. It would depend where he's at, because he always changes his voice and stuff like that. But
Yeah, exactly.
I'd love to work with him. That'd be sick.
So who's like somebody like in the future that like you would love to collaborate with? Or even if you already collaborated with them, you know?
I feel like I'd love to work with Young Thug, but like in a totally different genre.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to hear him on some like the disco kind of dance stuff. Because he sounded so good on the Jimmy XX one as well, where that was kind of like a slower beat for him. But I really would love to take him out of like into a different, because he's an amazing singer to me. I love his like vocal inflections and his melody choices. So that'd be super fun. Who else? I always blank when I get this question. Like, I have no idea.
Yeah, it is cool that you like would like go out of your way to like get like a hip hop artist, like somebody like Thug, you know, to like get on a dance record, because like I totally agree.
That'd be a tough gig to try and get happen on many ways. But that's like a dream scenario. That'd be just so fun.
I respect. Yeah. Well, thank you for having this interview with me today.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you for a sick weekend as
Thank
well.
you. Thanks for playing it.
Of course, man. Anytime.
My
Anytime.
guy.
See you guys soon.
Take care.